Everything Love, the Deep Dive by N.I.Praise. It's more than a study guide, loving deeply and so if you decide to participate as an individual, as a couple, as a family, and as a group, I want you to bear this in mind. If you're going to utilize this resource effectively, and if you're going to experience clarity, to really engage with this deep dive, to experience loving deeply and more as a couple, I recommend that you read the book, or you can read the book alongside the deep dive, because when you're done reading a chapter, you can choose to go into the deep dive about that chapter. It's going to lead to a better experience of Everything Love and the deep guide when you use them alongside each other, because they are complementary resources. If you're using the deep dive as a couple, I want you to read each chapter of the deep dive together and take turns answering discussion questions. Do it together as a couple. Okay, read the summary together, read the key verses together, read take turns answering the questions. Do you understand that? Okay, so that way it's something you do together. You participate together as a team. You don't do it alone, you're doing it as a couple. So the goal is to grow towards each other. The goal is to go deeper in love. The goal is to come to this common ground of understanding. The reason why people have misunderstanding in relationship is because they don't understand themselves. They don't have a common ground of understanding. You understand that? Okay, so the next thing I want you to do as a couple, if you're using this, whether you're married or you're dating intentionally, is be hot. If you've heard me in a teaching use the word hot, or in the TC conferencing community use the word hot, this is what I mean. Be humble and honest. Be open to each other. Be real, okay? Be very realistic. There's no need hiding whatever. Okay, this is something, it's a journey into depth, and you want to do this for a very long time. And this is a journey into depth, and you want to be very honest to yourself. I want you to know that the last one, C, is called transparent. One of the principles of relationship that makes relationship work that I learned with Adora, my wife, when we were dating. Okay, but before we started dating, I think our discipler, we have the same discipler at the time, was able to take us through this series of teaching and marriage counseling, where he began to teach us something about nakedness. So one of the very first things he taught us was on the principle of nakedness. Very first thing couples need if they're going to thrive in relationship, the principle of nakedness. Now, when I mean the principle of nakedness, I don't mean go naked. Okay, what I mean is this. I want you to become hot, become humble and honest, become open, become real, become realistic, and be transparent to each other. Okay, it's actually this moment with the deep dive is going to foster exposing yourself to a lot of things. It's going to foster opening up yourself to a lot of things you don't know about each other. There are gonna be so many moments of truths, and this is why it's so important that you get involved with the deep guide together. Sometimes you think you know a person you're dating or a person you're married to, and you find out that you don't actually know them. I can remember what happened some time ago when I told you guys, you're gonna find, if you read it in Everything Love, I explained something so important that myself and Adora, we dated for 9 years, for a very long time. Okay, so we're teenage sweethearts, and before we were 18, we started dating. So almost 18, we started dating intentionally. Okay, because I've known her from the age of 12, so I've known her, I've seen her around and all that stuff. Long story cut short. So here's the thing. I realized that after dating for about 7 years, there were so many things I didn't know about her. And there were so many things she didn't know about me. We've been talking every day. Now, here's the thing. Let me tell you. The sequence of communication for us was that we don't go without a day without communicating at least twice or 3 times in a day. I don't mean the how are you and how was your day kind of conversation. I mean deep conversations. Every day. It was deep. And despite these long seasons of spending time together, talking over the phone, meeting weekly, okay, or meeting seasonally, we weren't actually familiar with each other. There were certain things we never knew about each other's life experiences. And that's not all. We've been married for barely 2 years, and here's the thing, meaning cumulatively, we've known each other for like how many years? 11 years? And yet, I came to understand that there are certain things we don't know about each other. Certain things that are surprising. Certain stories that are surprising. Okay, so, and sometimes there's something we do as individuals. We tend to keep certain things to ourselves simply because we don't know if we're going to be judged, if we're going to be received, if we're still going to be loved, if we're going to be accepted, if we begin to expose that aspect of our lives. So one of the ways we protect ourselves is to keep certain secrets to ourselves. But you see, there are things that can't long be hidden. And one of those things is truth. The sun, the moon, that's light, pregnancy, and the truth can no longer be hidden. Because with time, certain things we keep to ourselves, they begin to show up in our character. They begin to show up in the principles with which we begin to display, or the way we begin to embrace certain things. It begins to show up in our communication and we are not even aware of it. It begins to affect the way we see each other. And that's why it's so essential that as you begin to engage in the deep dive, that you become hot as a couple, become naked as a couple. Okay? So number 3, use the practical application as an opportunity to serve each other selflessly. Remember, the practical application are like tasks. Okay, there are things you have to do together as a couple. So if you're using this deep dive as a couple, I want you to know that this is so essential because it's going to bring you guys together. It's going to draw you together. It's going to pull you closer to each other. It's going to pull you closer to each other. And when you begin to do this, you're going to realize something so important that's going to happen to you in your relationship. It's going to foster open communication and a mutual understanding of romantic love and each other. And this is so important if you're going to thrive in that relationship. If you haven't gotten, or you're not anticipating to get, the deep dive or the book Everything Love, I want you to check in the comments or check out on social media or go to your Google search. You're going to find it. Everything Love, N.I.Praise, or the deep dive. Everything Love, the deep dive. We're going to make sure it's available everywhere. Welcome to the deep dive. I'm N.I.Praise and I lead the Kingdom organization, the PGR Nation, bringing you into the flourish through the systems and the resources of the kingdom. You flourish. Everything Love, the deep dive by N.I.Praise. It's more than a study guide. Loving deeply and more. Flourishing life, thriving relationships, blissful homes, and societal transformation.
To keep you updated and ever flourishing, and also for our live streams and live events in the PGR Nation. Please subscribe, join the PGR Nation's Telegram channel with this link.